ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome back to the Sanatana SIKSA series. We are on chapter 21, the opulences of the Lord. It is a very important chapter, as we discussed even the overview in the last classes, that among the two opulences, Aishwarya and Madhurya, both are important. But as we understand the Aishwarya opulences of the Lord, then slowly it should lead to the Madhurya. So the opulence and the sweetness of Lord Krishna, Aishwarya and Madhurya. Aishwarya Gyan, Madhurya Gyan. So in this discussion, we finished discussing in the beginning first few verses of the chapter 21 of the expanse, the Aishwarya, expanse of the spiritual sky and the expanse of Krishna's qualities. And specifically we discussed in this first section also the opulence of Vrindavan, Krishna's opulence in Vrindavan during the Brahma Vimohan Leela. Now today we will discuss the next section in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that is the Krishna's Aishwarya, which is the next section. I'll share the screen. This is from 31 to 98, Krishna's Aishwarya, the unlimited opulence of Lord Krishna. And in that entire one section, that is from 31 to 57, Krishna is Trayadish, and it has three meanings. And the first subsection in this is 36, 37, the Samanya meaning, the general meaning, that the Lord is the Lord of the three Guna avatars. Three Guna avatars. So that's how his name is Trayadish. So there will be three meanings of Trayadish discussed. One is the Samanya, Madhya, and Buddha. So we will discuss all the three today, hopefully. Text 31. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues describing the opulence of the Lord, of himself in one sense, to Sanatana Goswami. Aishwarya kahite spurila, Aishwarya sagar, Manendriya dubila, Prabhu haila, fanfara. While describing the transcendental opulences of Krishna, Aishwarya kahite, the ocean of opulence, Aishwarya Sagar, manifested in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mana Indra Dubila. His mind and senses were completely absorbed in, oh, what a opulence Krishna has. You know, his mind and senses were immersed in this ocean. So the mind and senses are always immersed in sense objects. So the more we understand the Aishwarya Gyan, and our mind and senses will get absorbed in this, and that's how we can become free. So that's why Aishwarya Gyan is very, very important. Thus he was perplexed. Prabhu hoila found far. Bhagvatara Aishlok padila apane artha aswadite suke karena vyakhyane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagvatara Aishlok padila apane. Apane means he personally recited. He recited. And to relish the meaning, artha aswadite sukhe karena, he began to explain it himself. Vyakhyane. Vyakhya means to explain. Artha, the meaning of that verse. So our Bhagavad study should not be just mere reading. One of the 5 potent limbs of bhakti is to hear Bhagavatam, regularly study Bhagavatam. But the deeper meaning is Bhagavata rasa asvadito rasikasaha. To relish the meaning, artha asvadita. Relish the meaning of the words of the Bhagavatam in the association of rasikas. So that is our pleasure. That is where we should take pleasure. So here also this word has come, artha asvadite, kahi vyakyan. So explaining the different meanings based from tattva and rasa, the deeper meanings, that will give rasa to the heart. And then we can forget the mundane rasa, which always troubles the heart. So this is our goal. Bhagavata, artha, rasa asvadan. We should do that. So here also Mahaprabhu is doing that. So this is the verse he quoted. Swayam tva asamyatati trai adisha swarajya lakshmya apta samasta kama Malim haradbish chiraloka pale kirita kodi kotidi kotida pada pita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the master of the 3 worlds and the 3 principal demigods. Swayam tu asamayata atishayas trayadish. She is Trayadish. Trayadish means he is the master of the 3 worlds and the 3 principal demigods, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Traya means 3, Adish means he is the controller or the master. No one is equal to or greater than him. Asamaya Atishaya. By his spiritual potency, known as Swarajya Lakshmi, all his desires are fulfilled. Swarajya Lakshmi apta samasta kama. While offering their dues and presents in worship, predominating deities of all planets touch the lotus feet of the Lord with their helmets. Balim Haradbish Chiralokapala. Chiralokapala are the predominating deities of all the planets. What they do? Kirita Kotida. Their helmets, Padapita, they touch. Thus they offer prayers to the Lord. So they offer this prayers. So Prabhupada in the purport, he says this quotation is from verse 21 of the second canto, third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uddhav is describing to Maitreya Rishi. So after quoting this verse, Mahaprabhu says, Paramaishwara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tate Bada Tandra Sama Keha Nahi An. Sri Krishna is the original personality, supreme personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is the greatest of all. No one is equal to him, nor anyone greater than him. Swayam Bhagavan Tate Bada Tandra Sama Kehi Nahi Aaye. So this is the same point which is being mentioned here. Asamaya Atishaya. The same point is explained here in this verse. And Parameshwara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan, to prove that, Mahaprabhu quotes the Brahma Samhita verse. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, or he is the prime cause of all causes. So this is from the Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, 1st verse. This is to prove, this is a reference for this Parameshwar Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Brahma Vishnu Hara Ei Shishtadi Ishwar Tine Agyakari Krishnera Krishna Adishwar. The primary predominating deities of this material creation are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Nonetheless, they simply carry out the orders of Lord Krishna, who is the master of them. So although Vishnu is the expansion of Krishna, and Vishnu is also transcendental, there's no difference between Vishnu and Krishna, but Vishnu assumes the Guna avatar, although he is Gunatita. But Vishnu is, in one sense, the servant of Krishna. Just like Balram, even the first expansion of Krishna is Bhagavan, but he is Sevak Bhagavan. He is the servitor Godhead. So similarly, Vishnu also. There's a beautiful, very Rasik commentary given to the verse in the Bhagavad Gita by Vishwanath Chakra Thakur. When Arjuna says, Senayor Ubayor Madhe Ratam Stapayame Chuta, when he says this, there's a whole conversation which goes on. And after Krishna is convinced that he should take the chariot, now Krishna is drawing the chariot between the two armies. And Sanjay, maybe from an aerial vision, because Sanjay is sitting with Dhritarashtra far off, just like sometimes when the director is shooting a video or a film, sometimes he can take the camera a little nearby, and sometimes he can take the camera high in the sky to show an aerial view. So the aerial view is shown of how the chariot Krishna is moving between both the armies. And Sanjay is describing this. Sanjay is saying, Eva Mukto Rishi Kesho Udakeshena Bharata Senayor Ubayor Madhe Stapitva Ratottamam. So, having thus Arjuna saying like this, Rishikesh, who is the controller of all the senses, now he became controlled by the love of Arjuna. And he just, out of prema, the Lord, followed the orders of his devotee. It's only by prema the Lord can be bound by love. And both Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva were the three principal Gunavatars. They are in the sky. And they are observing this. And they are wonderstruck. Gudakesha. Vishnu Chakra Thakur translates there. Guda means good, jaggery. Marathi people know this. Akesh means A, Ka, and Isha. A means Vishnu, Ka means Brahma, and Isha is Shiva. So, one who gives nectar, sweetness, or Guda, Amrit, to even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So, both Brahma, all three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, from the sky they are seeing the chariot and they are wondering, our master, whose orders we follow, now out of prema, he's following the orders of his pure devotee Arjuna. What is the devotion of Arjuna? They are wonderstruck. So, Krishna is Trayadish. This is just something which I remembered with respect to how Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu are also. Krishna is the Adishwar for them. So, which is the proof? The proof is in the Bhagavatam. Shrijami tan niyuktoyam haro harati tadvashah vishwam purushasya rupena paripati trishakti dik. Lord Brahma said, following the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I create. Shrijami tan niyuktoham. Lord Shiva destroys. Haro harati tadvasha. And he himself in the form of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu maintains all the affairs of the material creation. Vishwam Purusha Rupena Paripati Trishaktidik. Thus, the supreme control of the three modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 6th chapter, Narad Brahma Samvad. So, this is the first meaning, that how Trayadish means he is the controller of Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu also. Now, in the same subsection, how the next meaning, the Madhyam meaning, is the Lord of the three Purushavatars. Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So, how Trayadish, Krishna is the Trayadish of this with respect to the Purushavatars will be discussed. Any questions you have about it up till now? Any questions, any clarifications? You're free to raise your hands even when we are discussing the verses. They're quite straightforward. One after the another, we are just going through them. But if you have questions, you're always free and welcome. Okay, let us now go to the Madhyam meaning. Now Mahaprabhu continues, 38. Ei samanya trayadishwarere suno artar jagata karana tina purushavatar. This is only a general description. Ei samanya. So the previous verses which described, that is a samanya meaning, a general meaning. Please try to understand another meaning. Suno artha ar, another meaning of Trayadishwar. The three Purusha incarnations of Vishnu are the original cause of the material creation. Jagat Karana Tina Purushavatar. So now the Madhyam meaning will be there. Mahavishnu Padmanabh Shirodaka Swami Eitina Stula Sukshma Sarva Antaryami. Mahavishnu Padmanabh. Padmanabh is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And Kshirodakshaya Vishnu are the super souls of all the subtle and gross existence. So all the subtle and gross existence, they are the super souls. Prabhupada's purport is very interesting. Lord Mahavishnu is known as Karanodakshaya Vishnu, the super soul of everything. So Karanodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of Pradhan. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from whose lotus navel Brahma was created, is also called Hiranyagarbha and is the total super soul and the subtle super soul. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of each of the universes. And in South India, there is a temple of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu which is very famous. Anyone knows the temple which is very, very famous? From the lotus navel comes Lord Brahma. Yes, Prabhuji.
At Srirangam as well as at Trivandrum.
What is Trivandrum temple called?
Padmanabha Swami.
Anant Padmanabh Swami.
Yes.
Yeah, that Padmanabh refers to Padma and Nab. From the Nabi, there's a Padma which is coming, and you can see also there that there is the lotus there with Brahma sitting on the top of the lotus. And also there is another temple famous where the Brahma Samhita was found. I'm not able to recollect the name now. And again, it is in Kerala. Anyone remembers the name? What is the name? I'm not able to recollect. Anyone knows? There is another temple of Vishnu there. Anyone remembers? Where was the Brahma Samhita found by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South India tour? What is that place called? Anyone knows or remembers? Tirthpad Prabhuji? Do you remember? It's not striking.
No, Prabhu, not getting, not remembering.
Virendra Yadav Prabhuji, you remember?
Oh, knowing, but I'm not able to recollect the place.
Same here. Okay, let us see. Krishna has to give us entry. Yeah, Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Shirdakshay Vishnu is a universal form in the gross super soul. So there are these three Vishnus. Eitina Sarvashray Jagat Ishwar Eho Sab Kalamsha Krishna Dishwar. Although Mahavishnu, Padmanabh, and Shirdaksha are all shelters and controllers of the entire universe, Sab Jagat Ishwar, they are nonetheless but plainly portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. Sab Kala Amsha Krishna Adishwar. Therefore, he is the original personality quadrant. And the reference, to prove this is given by from the Brahma Samhita. Yes, Virendra Tirthpad Prabhuji?
Adi Keshav temple too.
Adi Keshav temple. Where is it?
Tiruvallur something.
Adi Keshav temple. Yeah, it's the Adi Keshav temple. Correct. And there is the famous river flowing there, Payaswani, I think. Very famous. We had gone there. It's the Adi Keshav temple. Yes, Adi Keshav. So the Brahma Samhita is given reference how all these three Vishnus. Yesse kanishvasati kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanath Vishnur mahan sahiyasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami. The Brahmas and the other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation. I adore the primal Lord Govinda, of whom Mahavishnu is a portion of a plenary portion. So Mahavishnu is just a portion of the plenary portion of Govinda. And from Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu comes, and from Garbhodakshay Shirosha. So it is understood. They are amshas and amshas of Govinda then. So this is the reference to prove that. Brahma Samhita. Now, the last meaning, Guda meaning, confidential meaning, the Lord of the three Dhams. Ei Artha Madhyam, Suno Gud Artha Ar, Tina Avasa Sthana, Krishnera Shastra Khyati Ayar. This is the middle meaning, Ei Artha Madhyam. Now please hear the confidential meaning, Gud Artha. Lord Krishna has three places of residence, which are well known from the revealed scriptures. Shastra Khyati Yar. Tina Avas Stan. Avas. From Avas comes Nivas. To reside, Nivas. Nivas, the house is called as Nivas. Krishna has three abodes. The internal abode, Golokundan. His intermediate abode, the spiritual sky. And his external abode, the material world. We should remember that the material world is also his abode. his Nivasthan. Antapura Goloka Sri Vrindavana Yaha Nitya Sthiti Mata Pita Bandhugana. The internal abode is called Golok Vrindavan. It is there that Lord Krishna's personal friends, associates, father and mother live. Madhura Ishwarya Madhura Kripadi Bhandar Yogamaya Dasi Yahan Rasadi Leela Sar. Okay. Vrindavan is the store of Krishna's mercy, Kripadi Bhandar, and the sweet opulences of conjugal love. Madhurya Kripadi Bhandar, especially the conjugal love. That is where the spiritual energy, Yogamaya, working as a maid servant, Dasi, exhibits the rasa dance, Rasadi Lilasar, the quintessence of all pastimes. Now there is a reference given for this. Karuna Nikuramba Komale Madhura Ishwarya Vishesha Shalini Jayati Rajarajanandane Nahi Chinta Kanika Abhyuteti Naha. Vrindavan Dham is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and it is especially opulent due to conjugal love. Madhura Ishwara Vishesha Shalini. The transcendental glories of the son of Nanda Maharaj are exhibited here. Jayati Vrajaraja Nandane. Under the circumstances, not the least anxiety is awakened within us. Nahi Chinta Kanika Abhyuti. Taratale Peravyum Vishnu Lokanam Narayana the Ananta Swaruperadham. Below the Vrindavan planet in the spiritual sky. Now again I'll show you this Goloka map so that we have a very clear understanding of where what is there. So I'll just share the screen. So this is Golok Vrindavan, and below that is the Vaikuntha Dham, where Krishna resides in the form of Narayan. That's what this verse is saying. Below the Vrindavan planet of the spiritual sky, which is known as Vishnu Lok. So the Vishnu Lok is the Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vaikuntha Loka is the Vishnu Lok. In Vishnu Lok, there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets controlled by Narayan and innumerable other expansions of Krishna. Madhyamavasa Krishnera Sadeshwarya Bhandara Anantaswa Rupe Yahan Karena Vihara. The spiritual sky, which is full in all six opulences, is the intermediate residence of Lord Krishna. It is there that an unlimited number of forms of Krishna enjoy their pastimes. So this is in Shadashwarya Purna. Krishna in Anant Sarup resides there in Narayan forms. Ananta Vaikunta Yahan Bhandara Kothari Parshada Gane Sadashwarya Ache Bhari. Innumerable Vaikunta planets, Anant Vaikunt, which are just like different rooms of the treasure house, are all there filled with all opulences. Bhandara Kotari. Those unlimited planets house the Lord's eternal associates, Parshada Gana Shadaishwarya, who are also enriched with six opulences. Ache Bhari. So not only the Lord possesses all the six opulences, the Lord shares equally with his eternal associates the six opulences. Now this is inconceivable to the material mind. Just like in this material world, we can imagine, like say Ambani, when Dhirubhai Ambani was there, he was owning the entire Reliance. And when he left it to his sons. So, but he cannot, share equally the opulence what he owned to his both sons. He has to divide it. So the opulence gets reduced. But in the Vaikuntha planets, the opulence of the Lord is equally shared by all the Parshas. So that is how the Lord loves his devotees, he shares equally. So now this worlds which are situated, the Golok world, which is a spiritual world, and the Vaikuntha Dhams, for that reference is given here from the Brahma Samhita. Goloka namni nijadamni tale cha tasya devi mahesha haridhamasu teshu teshu te prabhava nichaya vihitaschayena govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Below the planet named Golok Vrindavan are the planets known as Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham, and Hari Dham. These are opulent in different ways. They are managed by the Supreme Personality Godhead Govinda, the original Lord. So these are these. Now, this is the Devi Dham. Please remember, this is the Devi Dham. The Mahesh Dham is actually the Brahma Jyoti. Srila Sanatana Goswami, in his Brahat Bhagavatamrit, in the Gop Kumar story, makes it very clear. When Gop Kumar crosses the Brahmanda, he is moving here in the Mahesh Dham, which is the Brahma Jyoti. So that is also an abode, please remember. And there he meets Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva further instructs him to go to Vaikuntha Lok, Narayan Lok. And then from there he goes to Dwarka. From Dwarka, then he goes to Golok Vrindavan. So this is the Mahesh Dham. The Brahma Jyoti is the Mahesh Dham. And the Hari Dham is the Vaikuntha Dham. And then there's the Golok Vrindavan. So imagine we have to travel all right away from this Earth planet. Here somewhere in one dot, this Bhu Mandal, entire Mandal. From here we have to go cross the Mahesh Dham and then cross the Vaikuntha planets and then the Ayodhya and then Dwarka and then come to Golok Vrindavan. So such a far distance, how will you travel? And is it possible for us to reach? How is it possible? Who will answer? How is it possible to travel such a long distance? Even in the material world, to travel to the highest planet, it's materially impossible. So how is it possible to travel? Any thoughts about it? Yes, by chanting the holy names. When we take the Shuddha Naam, then that Naam will take us there. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtanam. So that's how easy it is. But not so easy to chant the Shuddha Naam. This is from Brahma Samhita. Pradhana Parama Vyom Nor Antare Virajanadi Vedanga Sweda Janitae Toya Prashavita Shubha. Between the spiritual and the material world is a body of water known as the river Viraja. Antare Viraja Nadi. This water generated from the bodily perspiration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Vedanga. Vedanga Shveda Janita. Thus the river flows. I think this is from Padma Puran. Yeah, this is from Padma Puran. Tasya pare para vyomya ripad bhutam sanatanam amritam shashvatam nityam anantam paramam padam. Beyond the river Viraja is the spiritual nature. Tasya pare. That is a previous verse. After this Viraja is the spiritual nature, Paravyom, which is indestructible, Amritam, eternal, Shashvatam, Nitya, unlimited, Anantam. It is the supreme abode consisting of 3/4 of the Lords of Tripada Bhutam, Tripad Vibhuti. It is known as Paravyom, the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky, there is neither anxiety nor fear. It is eternally existing and it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world is an exhibition of only 1/4 of the Lord's energy, Ekpad Vibhuti. Therefore, it is called Ekpad Vibhuti. Text 52. Taritale bhaiyavas virajar par ananta brahmandayahan kotari apar. On the other side of the river Virija is the external abode, which is full of unlimited universes, Ananta Brahman, each containing unlimited atmospheres. Devi Dama Nama Tar Jeevayar Jagal Lakshmi Rakhi Rahe Yahan Maya Dasi. The abode of the external energy is called Devi Dham. Devi Dhama Namtar. And its inhabitants are the conditioned souls. Jiva Yara Vasi. So the Jivas reside in the Devi Dham. It is there that the material energy Durga resides with many opulent maidservants. Jagal Lakshmi Raki, Rahe Yahan Mayadasi. Proper purport is very, very interesting. Because he wants to enjoy the material nature, the conditioned soul is allowed to reside in Devi Dham, the external energy, where goddess Durga carries out the orders of the Supreme Lord as her maidservant. Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti Durga. The material energy is called Jagal Lakshmi because she protects the bewildered conditioned souls. Goddess Durga is therefore known as the material mother, and Lord Shiva, her husband, is known as the material father. Goddess Durga is so named because this material world like is a big fort, Durga, where the conditioned soul is placed under her care. For material facilities, the conditioned soul tries to please Goddess Durga, and Mother Durga supplies all kinds of material facilities because material nature belongs to us. Because of this, the conditioned souls are allured and do not wish to leave the external energy. Consequently, they are continuously making plans to live here peacefully and happily. Such is the material world. Please meditate on Prabhupada's purports. How much we are attached to being in this material world and want to live a happy life here. Some more adjust. Always making plans how we can live here peacefully and happily. But it is not our home. There is always Trividha Tap. Eitina Dhamira Hai Krishnera Adishwar Goloka Pero Vyoma Prakritira Para. Krishna is the supreme proprietor of all dhams, including Golok Dham, Vaikuntha Dham, and Devi Dham. The Paravyom and Golok Dham are beyond Devi Dham, this material world. So that's the difference between Devi Dham and the Vaikuntha and the Golok. The Vaikuntha and Golok are beyond and they are spiritual. Devi Dham is material, but still he is the controller of it. When the living entity is liberated from Devi Dham, but does not know of the opulence of Hari Dham, he is placed in Mahesh Dham, which is between the other two dhams. So this is the point I also was making when I was showing the Golok chart. When he doesn't enter into the spiritual planets in a personal form to serve the Lord, then he is placed in the Mahesh Dham, which is the Brahmajyoti. I hope it is clear. Prabhupada has made it clear in the purport. Brad Bhagavatamrit also points out that the liberated soul does not get an opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead there. There means in Mahesh Dham. Therefore, although this Mahesh Dham is Lord Shiva's Dham and above Devi Dham, it is not the spiritual world. It is not the spiritual world. The spiritual world begins with Haridham or Vaikuntha Lok. So you can see here. So from here, the spiritual world begins. This is in between. This is also what is Viraja also. Chit Shakti Vibhuti Dham Tripad Aishwaryanam Maika Vibhuti Ekapad Abhidhan. The spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy and the opulence of the Supreme Personality. Tripad Aishwaryanam. Whereas this material world is only 1/4 of that energy. That is our understanding, Abhidhan. Haridham, Paravyam, and Golok Vrindavan are beyond the material cosmic manifestation. They are celebrated as 3/4 of the Lord's energy. The material world conducted by the Supreme Lord's external energy is called Devidham and is a manifestation of 1/4 of his energy. So now to prove that, the proof is given from Laghu Bhagavatamrit. Tripad Vibhuter Dhamatvat Tripad Bhutam Hi Tat Padam Vibhutir Maike Sarva Prokta Padeka Nikayata. Because it consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, the spiritual world is called Tripad Bhuta. Being a manifestation of 1/4 of the Lord's energy, the material world is called Ekapad. Ekpad Vibhuti, Tripad Vibhuti. Tripad Vibhuti Krishnera Vakya Agochara Ekpad Vibhutira Shuno Vistara. The three-fourths part of Lord Krishna's energy is beyond our speaking power. Vakya Agochar. Let us therefore hear elaborately about the remaining 1/4 of his energy. So now he is going to explain 1/4 of his energy. Now, opulences of the Ekpad Vibhuti of Lord Krishna. So this is the last section in this section. Any questions, any clarifications about the three dhams, Mahesh Dham, Devi Dham, and Golok Dham? Any questions, any clarifications anyone has? Yes, Birendra Yadav Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, this Paravyam, this refers to Vaikuntha Loka only, no?
Yes, Paravyam is the spiritual sky. It refers to the spiritual sky where the Hari Dham and the Golok Dham are situated.
All right. And Prabhu, one more thing, this three path and one path, is it some sort of physical division, or how it is? How to understand this? Three path and one path.
75% and 25%.
It's a division of energy, basically.
Yeah, the spiritual is 75%, the material is 25%. And it's an interesting understanding also that the material universe energy is expanding. There is some disturbance. It's expanding. When Mahavishnu exhales, the material energy is also expanding. The universes are coming out, and how you can fix, it's increasing, na? So simultaneously, even the anand, the bliss, all the spiritual energy is also expanding. They are ever expanding. So always the ratio is 75 and 25%. Ikpad and Ripad. That's also we should understand. Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Right, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Tirthapad Prabhuji. How much path, which path question you want to ask?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, I wanted to know, basically, this Devi Dham is there. There are 14 lokas are there within this Devi Dham. So the Brahma Loka, Satya Loka, they are also undergoing these three modes of material nature affected by.
Come again, what did you say?
These 14 lokas, Satya Loka, Brahma Loka, they are also coming under Devi Dham, na, Prabhu?
Yes,
So
they are
just
coming.
wanted to know, there Brahmaji and all are there. All exalted Rishi Munis are there. So they are also affected by this three modes of the material nature.
Yes, definitely. 100%. No doubt about it. So in the 14 planetary systems, the entire material energy is composed of three modes. So there's no question, even the universes are made of material energy, and the modes are there in that also. So yes, the higher abodes, they are said, that they are in the mode of goodness. The middle planet systems are in the mode of passion. The lower planetary systems are in the mode of ignorance. So even among the devas, Indra, Chandra, Varun, no? The devas who reside in the heavenly planets, that is Bhu, Bhur, Swarg. After Bhuloka, there is Bhuvarloka and then Swargaloka. After Swargaloka, there is Janaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and then Satyaloka. So these come in the mode of passion. And the lower planetary systems, they are more predominated by the mode of ignorance. But again, there is always a mixture. It is trichromatic. It's not that pure only goodness. There is passion, but the quantity is less in the higher planets. Here also there is predominantly passion, but goodness and ignorance is there. Again, it varies in different situations. Like, in the cities, the passion is more. In the village, the goodness is there, or in the holy places, or in the higher Uttarakhand, Himalayas, the goodness is more like that. So it will vary, And Brahmaji is the chief of the demigods, and he is a Brahmana. He's in the mode of goodness. And the Devas, they are, although they are demigods, but they are considered as Kshatriyas because they fight. They use weapons. So they are, that's how we can understand that. Everywhere the modes effect is there in the material energy. Material energy means the three modes. I hope it is clear, Tirthapat Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Any other questions, clarifications up till now, what we have discussed? Okay, so let's now begin the next section, which is the opulences of the Ekpad Vibhuti of the Lord. This is a straight description, which will go on till 89. And then there is some conclusion that will finish this section. This is the major section in chapter 21. And the remaining of, there's 149 verses. So remaining 48 verses are Krishna's Madhurya, sweetness. And that will finish the chapter. So hopefully another maybe 3 to 4 classes we should finish, or 6 classes, I don't know. Let us see. So let us see the Ekpad Vibhuti. Ananta Brahmandera Yata Brahma Rudra Gana Chira Loka Pala Shabde Tahara Ganana. Actually, it is very difficult to ascertain the number of universes. Ananta Brahmandera Yata. Every universe has its separate Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Brahma Rudra Gana. Every universe, who are known as permanent governors. Chira Lokapala. Lokapal. Loka means the planet. Pala means the one who is the controller of that. Palak. And Brahma and Shiva are Chira Lokapala. Therefore, there is also no counting them. Tahara Ganana. So, what is the meaning of Chira Lokapala? Anyone would like to try and speculate why they are called as Chira Lokapala? What is the reason? Anyone would like to try? What is the reason they are called as Chira Lokapala? They are Lokapal, but why Chira Lokapal it is called? Some hint Prabhupada is giving here. In the purport, he'll clarify. But I wanted you all to think and just come up with some understanding. What is the reason? Parth Sarthi Prabhuji, yes.
Hare Krishna, Thandatram. Prabhuji, like how we say in Hindi, no? Chir Kal, Chiranjeevi, means till the end of the universe, when it goes back to Karanadakshay Vishnu, these two people will be there.
Correct. Yeah. So right from the beginning of the universe till the end of the universe, they remain as controllers of the universe, governors. So they don't change. Whereas Indra changes, so many others change. Manus change, but no, they don't change from the beginning till the end. Yes, very nice. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are called Chira Lokapal, permanent governors. This means that they govern the affairs of the universe from the beginning of the creation to the end. In the next creation, the same living deities may not be present, but because Brahma and Shiva are existing from the beginning to end, they are called Chira Lokapal, permanent governors. Lokapal means predominating deities. There are 8 predominating deities of the prominent heavenly planets, and they are Indra, Agni, Yama, Varuna, Niriti, Vayu, Kuvera, and Shiva. The 8 predominating deities. Now, the opulence, how Krishna manifested in the material world in one Dwarka pastime is being narrated quite exhaustively. Very important pastime, we should hear this. Ekadina Dwarkate, Krishna deki bare, Brahma aila, Dwarapala, Janila Krishnera. Once, when Krishna was ruling Dwarka, Ekadina Dwarkate, Krishna deki bare. Lord Brahma came to see him. Brahma aila. And the doorman immediately informed Lord Krishna of Brahma's arrival. Dwarpal, Janila, Krishnera. Dwarpal went running. Krishna, Brahma has come. Krishna kahena, kona Brahma, ki naam tahar, Dwarya se Brahmara, puche arabar. When Krishna was so informed, he immediately asked the doorman, which Brahma, what is his name? The doorman therefore returned and questioned Lord Brahma. So Krishna purposefully did this, although Krishna knew. Which Brahma? Kona Brahma? Ki tara naam tahar? What is his name? So doorman went, followed his instruction. From this verse, we can understand that Brahma is the name of the post and that the person occupying the post has a particular name also. So Brahma is a post, Indra is a post, Varuna is a post, Kuvera is a post. From the Bhagavad Gita, Imam Vivasvate Yogam. Vivaswan is the name of the present predominating deity of the sun. He is generally called Surya, the sun god, but he also has his own particular name, Vivaswan. The governor of the state is generally called Rajpal. Yes, nowadays we don't use this word. We so much are used to the English terminology of governor, but strictly speaking, this, Rajpal is there. But he also has his own individual name. Since there are hundreds and thousands of Brahmas with different names, Krishna wanted to know which of them had come to see him. That's why Kono Nama, that was in him. Okay, when this happened, what happened next? Vismitahan Brahma, Dwarike Kahila, Kahagiya Sanakapita, Chaturmukaila. When the doorman asked which Brahma, Lord Brahma was surprised. Vismita, he became surprised. He told the doorman, Dwarike Kahila, please go and inform Lord Krishna that I am 4-headed Brahma. Chaturmukaila, who is the father of 4 Kumaras. Sanakapita. Krishne Janana Dwari Brahmarya Lanagila Krishnera Charana Brahma Dandavata Kaila. The doorman then informed Lord Krishna of Lord Brahma's description. And Lord Krishna gave him permission to enter. The doorman escorted Lord Brahma in, and as soon as Brahma saw Lord Krishna, he offered obeisances at his lotus feet. Please visualize what is really happening in Dwarka now. As we are hearing this narration, the doorkeeper escorting Brahma, the 4-headed Brahma, and then immediately when he goes in the palace, he sees Krishna and offers his dandavats. Krishna manya puja kari tandra prashna kaila ki lagi tumara ihan agama haila. After being worshipped by Lord Brahma, puja was done. Lord Krishna also honored him with suitable words. Then Lord Krishna asked him, why have you come here? Ki lagi tumara iha agama haila. Why have you come here, Baba? Brahma kahe taha pache karibe nivedan ek samshay mane hoy kare chedana. Being questioned, why have you come? Brahma replied, later I shall tell you why I have come, because that was troubling him. Which Brahma, what is this? Is there any other Brahma? First, I'll tell you why I come, but first tell me this. First of all, there is a doubt in my mind, which I wish to kindly dissipate. एक संशय मन होय करा छेदन. कोण ब्रह्मा पूछिला तुम्ही कोण अभिप्राय आमा बाय होय जगते आर कोण ब्रह्म है. Why did you inquire which Brahma had come to see you? What is the purpose of such inquiry? Is there any other Brahma besides me within this universe? Interesting, na? Brahma is really bewildered. Shuni hase Krishna tabe kare lena dhyane asankhya Brahma ragana aila tatashane. Upon hearing this, Krishna smiled and immediately meditated. Unlimited Brahmas arrived instantly. दस बीस शत सहस्र अयुत लक्ष वदन कोट्य अर्बुद मुख कर नायाय गणन. These Brahmas had different number of heads. Some had 10, some 20, some 100, some 1,000, some 10,000, some 100,000, 10 million, and others 100 million. No one can count the number of faces they had. Now, this is inconceivable even for us. How can one have so many heads? But we have to go by Shastra Praman. Rudragan Aila Laksha Koti Vadan, Indragan Aila Laksha Koti Nayan. There also arrived many Lord Shivas with various heads, numbering 100,000 and 10 million. Usually Shiva is known as how many heads? Anyone knows? Shiva has how many heads? Generally. Yes.
5, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Panchanana. Panchanana is called. That's how Laghu Bhagavatamrita describes, Rupa Goswami describes Lord Shiva. But here they were 100,000 and 10 million. Many Indras also arrived, and they had hundreds and thousands of eyes all over their bodies. So this Indra had thousands and thousands of eyes all over his body. And Prabhupada gives the reason why. It is said that Indra, the king of heaven, is very lusty. Once he had sexual intercourse with the wife of a great sage, and when the sage learned about this, he cursed lusty Indra with a curse that put vaginas all over his body. Being very much ashamed, Indra fell down at the lotus feet of the great sage and begged his pardon. Being compassionate, the sage turned the vaginas into eyes. Therefore, Indra possesses hundreds and thousands of eyes all over his body. Just like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva have many faces, the king of heaven, Indra, has many, many eyes. This is the reason why he has many eyes. Prabhupada gives. Deki Chaturmukha Brahma Fana Fara Haila Hastigane Madhyena Shashaka Rahila. When the four-headed Brahma of this universe saw all these opulences of Krishna, he became very much bewildered. So this is the Ekpad Vibhiti of all the Brahmas and Shivas, all simultaneously coming to take darshan of Krishna. And this four-headed Brahma is saying, this is the Aishwarya of Krishna. If you have any questions, you can always raise your hand. There's one question that the sage is Gautami Rishi. I don't recollect, frankly. I'll have to check. I don't really remember which Rishi it is. Anyone knows can always type it on the WhatsApp or raise your hand. But I don't remember right now. He became very much bewildered, and considered himself a rabbit among many elephants. Hastiganamadhe yena shashaka rahila. Asi sab Brahma Krishna pada pita age, dandavat karite mukuta pada pita lage. All the Brahmas who came to see Lord Krishna offered their respects at his lotus feet. And when they did this, their helmets touched his lotus feet. Krishnera Achinta Shakti lakhite keha nare yata brahma tate murti ekahi sharire. No one can estimate the inconceivable potency of Krishna. So the inconceivable potency of Krishna is called as the Achintya Shakti. So the Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas establishes that unless one accepts that the Lord has Achintya Shakti, because this is an unlimited Achintya, Ananta Koti Brahmand, and these Ananta Koti Brahmands just come from Karanadakshay Vishnu, who is an expansion and expansion and expansion of Krishna. So how inconceivable is the material potency where the unlimited universe manifests? So we have to accept based on Shastra Praman. It is not possible for us to conceive. How is it possible that universes can come from the pores of the Lord body? What to speak of the spiritual, Tripad Vibhuti. All the Brahmas who were there were resting the one body of Krishna. So all these unlimited Brahmas who are coming, where they are coming from? They are coming from the body of Krishna only. Padapita Mukutagra Sanghatte Uthe Dhvani Padepita Shuti Kare Stuti Kare Mukuta Hena Jani. When all the helmets struck together at Krishna's lotus feet, there was a tumultuous sound. It appeared that the helmets themselves were offering praise unto Lord Krishna's feet. Yodhate Brahma Rudradi Kare Stavan Pada Kripa Karila Prabhu Dekila Charan. With folded hands, all the Brahmas and Shivas began to offer prayers unto Lord Krishna, saying, O Lord, you have shown me great favor. I have been able to see your lotus feet. Bhagya Mora Bolaila Dasa Angikar Kono Agya Hai Taha Kari Shiredhari. All of them said, it is my great fortune, Bhagya Mora, that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Dasangikar. Now let me know what your order is so that I may carry it on my heads. Kono agya hai, taha kari shiredhari. Krishna kahe toma saba dekite chitta haila, taha lagi eka thane saba bolila. Lord Krishna replied, since I wanted to see all of you together, I have called you, all of you here. Suke hao sabe kichu nahi daitya bhai. Tahar kahe tumhara prasad sarvatra ihi jaye. All of you should be happy. Is there any fear from the demons? They replied, by your mercy, we are victorious. Samprati prithvite yabe hayachela bhar avatirna hana taha karila samvar. Whatever burden is upon the earth, you have taken away by descending to that planet. Dwarkadi Vibhu Tara Eite Pramana Amara E Brahmanda Krishna Sabara Haila Jnana. This is the proof of Dwarka's opulence. All the Brahmas thought Krishna is now staying in my jurisdiction. So this is again the inconceivable opulence of the Lord. When all these Brahmas came, now Krishna was present in this Dwarka, in this Brahman, the Chaturmukh Brahman. But by the inconceivable potency of the Lord, all these Brahmas thought that Lord is in my abode. Lord is in my abode. That's what they thought. Krishna saha Dwarka Vaibhav Anubhav Haila Ekatra Milane Kahe Kaho Na Dekila. Thus the opulence of Dwarka was perceived by each and every one of them. All these Brahmas perceived. Although they were all assembled together, no one could see anyone but himself. So all these unlimited Brahmas with 4 heads, 10 heads, 4 head was our Brahma, was observing. He was given the mercy by which he could see all these unlimited Brahmas offering obeisances, prayers. But each of these other Brahmas, they were not able to see the other Brahmas. They thought I am alone taking darshan of Krishna. So this is again the inconceivable potency of Krishna. We'll take one more verse and finish. The 4-headed Brahma perceived the opulence of Dwarka Dham, where Krishna was staying, and although there were Brahmas present, having 10 million heads. And although many Shivas were also assembled, only the four-headed Brahma of this universe could see all of them. He could see, not they. And they also could not see the four-headed Brahma and other Brahmas. They could only see Krishna. But the inconceivable potency of Krishna, the others could not see one another. Although all the Brahmas and Shivas were assembled together, due to Krishna's energy, they could not meet or talk among themselves individually. Because they did not see each other, they could not also meet or talk. Tabe Krishna Sarva Brahma Gana Vidaya Dila Dandavata Hana Sabha Nija Ghara Gela. Then Lord Krishna then bade farewell to all the Brahmas there, and after offering their obeisances, they all returned to their respective homes. So we'll continue our discussion in the next class and try to finish the session. We can also now go to our respective homes and meditate on this inconceivable opulence of the Lord. Any questions, any clarifications? All this pastime? Okay, so we'll stop here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.